Please have your attention. Please have your tickets in hand before you board the plane. Thank you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Johan Castell and you're watching Wings. Today's show takes you nationwide as holy celebrations are in full swing. We also show you our experience at a heritage homestay in India's Uttarakhand and how we caught 2 rainbow trout in Ramgarh. St. Patrick's Day celebrations have just occurred worldwide. Keep watching to see how the Green Festival took place from Ireland to the United States. And a fun story on the conch honk in Florida. Holi is upon us. Let us show you how this iconic festival is celebrated in various ways around the country. A carnival of colors. A celebration of spring. A festival of love. This is Holi. The age-old Hindu festival that has transcended boundaries. One of the most striking aspects of the festival is the spraying of brightly colored powder and water. The vibrant festival marks the triumph of good over evil and is celebrated for 2 days. Let's see how this festival is celebrated in many parts of India. This is Barsana, a town located about 100 kilometers from Delhi. Holi is celebrated in a very unique way here, with sticks. The famous Latmar Holi, that roughly translates as Holi in which people hit with sticks. Thousands of men assemble at this Radha Rani temple in Barsana. As part of festivities, women use sticks to hit men while they protect themselves with shields. This celebration is connected to a legend about Lord Krishna that used to visit Barsana with his friends who teased Radha, who with her friends chased away the men with sticks. Latmar Holi Festival is a reenactment of this. One day before celebrating Latmar Holi, the Festival of Colors is also played with a type of sweet laddu. Laddu Mar Holi is celebrated by devotees gathering in temples. They dance, sing, and throw laddus at each other. The sweets are later consumed as prasad, a type of religious offering. Just over 40 kilometers away from Barsana is Vrindavan, a city steeped in Indian folklore. According to Hindu mythology, Vrindavan is the place where Vasudeva brought his newborn son, Krishna, from Mathura, in order to protect him from the evil king Kamsa. During Holi, both Vrindavan and Mathura erupt in a colorful celebration. Mathura and Vrindavan are the fabled twin cities of Braj Bhumi, Krishna's legendary playground. Holi is not a 1 or 2 day festival in this region. It begins from Basant Panchami, a festival that marks the preparation for the arrival of spring, and continues for more than a month. The spirit of the festival is seen across India.
In Rajasthan too, one can see the flavors of Holi, and that too with a royal twist. Palaces across the state celebrate the first day of the festival, Holika Dahan, or Holika's death. This traditional ritual involves the burning of an effigy on a full moon night. This ritual is the essence of why Holi is celebrated, and perhaps the most popular one. But there is another equally interesting legend associated with Holi. This has to do with Lord Shiva, the god of destruction. Bhasma or Ash Holi is celebrated every year in the holy town of Varanasi. Thousands of ascetics, saints and other ardent devotees of Lord Shiva gather at the Manikarnika Ghat on the banks of the Ganges to celebrate. The magic of Holi has spread across the entire world. For Westerners, it may be just about the usage of the attractive, vibrant colors. Many might not know the real reason why the festival is celebrated, but slowly and slowly, more people are getting closer to the roots of Holi. More people are reaching these historic towns and places where the traditions of Holi are kept alive. The legends of Holi are celebrated annually, and the rituals go beyond colors.
We visited Ramgarh a few weeks back and stayed at a quaint heritage home nestled into the hillside in Uttarakhand's Ramgarh, and even went out hunting for the iconic trout fish bred in the hills. Take a look at this unique experience.
Ramgarh is located in Uttarakhand and is within 1 day's reach from Delhi, that is around 350 kilometers away. We made our way through the lush greenery with towering mountains visible in the background. We explore hidden gems and unique experiences around the world on this show, and today we're in the picturesque town of Ramgarh in Uttarakhand to visit the stunning Seclude Taradale heritage property. This heritage home was constructed over 50 years ago and features beautiful wrought iron detailing. There is a courtyard with more iron furniture and even a badminton court where we get to enjoy the sport. As it turned out, I had no chance against the skilled opponent who challenged me. Seclude Taradale is a grand 7-bedroom mansion steeped in history. The walls are graced with old portraits of the owners, and even the light switches are maintained the same way they were when the villa was built. This was once the home of a family with a long-standing legacy of service in the Indian military. The building is full of preserved period furniture and gives visitors a feel of a bygone era. There are no TVs here, making guests socialize and converse rather than spend time alone. Curious about the concept of heritage properties for Seclude, I sit down for a snack with the co-founder, Mr. Rohit Sethi, to learn more.
This is a heritage property where we are now.
Yeah, actually, how do we differentiate ourselves? We want to actually keep innovating on new things.
Yeah.
And then we realized that we actually have 4 heritage properties. And Taradale, where we are sitting right now, is one of them. And that's what we really wanted to promote. And people love coming here.
So we got a bit of a spread of food in front of us.
Yeah. We should maybe attack some, yeah.
What is your chef like? You've managed to find a good one for this spot?
So this guy, we actually inherited this chef. Thanks so much. We inherited this chef. His name is Omi. He's really, really good. And thank you. He was taught by the gentleman who built this house. He's a general in the army, and his wife, being an army wife, is really proper, and she taught him everything he knows. Yeah. So you're sitting here in the middle of this mountain where there's nobody, and this guy makes the most amazing continental food.
Yeah. So this is the spot to make sure to try the caramel custard.
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
Oh, wow.
Despite being a chartered accountant and counting numbers all the time, I just love design. I love to create things. When you're a CA, you'd only create balance sheets and tax returns, which is really boring. So this actually was how it all started. I love to design things, and it was a conscious effort to try and have every room look different. Every room and all our properties. So design is so critically important for us. How do we differentiate ourselves from every other company out there? Three things: design, food, and experiences. So design is something that is very, very close to me. And that's where the heart comes.
Yeah.
The mind doesn't think of design.
I
the
think,
heart thinks of
I
design.
think it makes sense. And I mean, when I see your jacket, I don't see a CA. You know, I see somebody who's paying attention to color and flair. You know, it's,
Yeah, that's me. I get it from my dad. He was very stylish.
that's perfect. No, I'm gonna have a look around inside the property and check out how the rooms are different.
There's a beautiful spot in secluded Taradale where a pool table is placed, surrounded by windows on three sides and accessible from the dining room. It's easy to see why this can often become the social meeting place for those staying here. While playing pool, I hear about a trout farm in town and manage to hitch a ride on a pickup truck going there. It's an unusual experience to ride on the back of a pickup truck where I'm from, but this surely beats walking there.
It feels a lot like being on a roller coaster, except that this is real, and like you really want to hold on. The road keeps going like this with steep turns. It's a highly action-filled moment that we're experiencing here. Take a look.
The road conditions go from bad to worse, and some sections are certainly dodgy.
Proper adventurous road conditions here we are facing in Kumaun.
Thankfully, it doesn't take long before we reach our destination.
Oh, cool. We reached Rainbow Troutfish Farming, Eco Village. Interesting.
We enter and pass an orchard with lemon and orange trees before meeting the owner, Mr. Jagat Singh Harnwal, who shows me around. These pools contain thousands of bred rainbow trout, and it is now our mission to catch the smart fish with this basic net.
We can get the fish, we'll buy it. If we don't catch it, then we don't buy it.
Catching fish from a breeding pool turns out to be much more difficult than it seems. Jagat's staff don't seem to catch a break here, and I decide to take the matter into my own hands.
I caught mud.
Again, we face difficulties catching fish. I decide to give it a last-ditch attempt before opting for dal for dinner. Literally, in the final moment before giving up, we score the mother lode. Not one, but two beautiful rainbow troutfish are in the net.
Oh yeah, boy! Oh yeah! There's two of them! There's two of them! Yes! Yes! Wow, they're beautiful! Wow! Yes! 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 I mean, looking back at the journey, I feel like I came all this way for these fish. But I mean, it was really a definite highlight. I'm still so pumped. This is it's amazing. Yeah. Wow.
We're certainly leaving the place ecstatic about today's catch.
Perfect. Dinner is served. Well, soon enough.
Well, first things first. We go back to our mansion and toss the fish into the oven after adding spices. We light a fire while dinner's cooking, and after the fish comes out of the oven, the staff dish it up and add fresh tomatoes and garnish. Dinner is now officially served.
That is a very tasty dinner.
Tasting this beautiful fish really reminds me of my childhood in Sweden, and the experiences I've had here in Uttarakhand is one that I will definitely remember.
St. Patrick's Day celebrations recently took place worldwide. But who was St. Patrick and what is his backstory? Watch our next story to find out more.
St. Patrick's Day celebrations in New York included the traditional parade.
The 17th of March marks St. Patrick's Day, the holiday for the patron saint of Ireland who flourished in 5th century Ireland and Britain. While the holiday has become synonymous with partying and celebrations, many Christians take a more religious approach to the saint. On the last Sunday in July, thousands of pilgrims climb Ireland's Croagh Patrick Hill to pray and venerate the saint.
Every year, the call of Croagh Patrick is answered by thousands throughout Ireland and far beyond her shores.
Parades have occurred throughout history, with world leaders and royals participating in the festivities. In 1948, President Truman and Governor Dewey met on the streets of New York, in the city that has proudly hosted parades for the occasion since 1762. In the UK, Queen Elizabeth in 1970 gave soldiers shamrock, a plant that St. Patrick used to explain the Holy Trinity. Over the years, St. Patrick's Day parades have become even more elaborate. The Tourism Department of Ireland has worked with other governments since 2010 to floodlight landmarks in green worldwide on March 17th, including the Colosseum in Rome and Christ the Redeemer in Rio. Let's take a look at current celebrations from Ireland to the US. In Dublin, thousands lined the street dressed in green on March 17th to mark the annual parade, and this was the largest ever according to the organizers. Around 500,000 spectators thronged the route, watching over 4,000 street performers and marching bands roam down the streets. From Ireland, we go to the United States, where the White House fountain had been dyed green for the occasion. Visitors gathered to see the bright green fountain on the north lawn of the famous building.
I'm feeling brilliant, you know. I love supporting the green, and I love seeing the green as well.
Dating back to 2009, coloring the White House fountain green for St. Patrick's Day began after Obama requested the change, reminiscent of their hometown Chicago's tradition. Chicago marked its renowned St. Patrick's Day with the city's river shining in a brilliant emerald hue. Thousands of spectators from across the world gathered to witness the transformation as the Chicago River turned a vibrant green. Dating back to 1962 and now in its 69th year, the tradition involved the Chicago Plumbers Union dyeing the river with 50 pounds of environmentally safe dye, ensuring it remained brightly colored for about 5 hours without harming wildlife. For some visitors, this world-renowned event was a bucket list experience.
The Linders family were from Dublin. We came especially to see the river turn green. We don't do that in Ireland. No. So we had to come, it was on our bucket list.
It's amazing. Like, this was a bucket list. We come down to Chicago multiple times a year and have never made it down for St. Paddy's Day. So this is something I've wanted to do since I first saw it probably 20 years ago.
Over to New York, which claims to host the largest and oldest St. Patrick's Day parade with around 150,000 people marching and around 2 million spectators. The center of the event was Manhattan's Fifth Avenue, which saw large crowds dressed in green gather to cheer the thousands of marchers at the annual parade. With performers, politicians and marching bands celebrating Irish heritage, the New York City Fire and Police departments played a significant role in the parade. Visitors and residents lined the streets of Manhattan as politicians like New York Governor Kathy Hochul, New York City Mayor Eric Adams, and Attorney General Letitia James marched in the parade.
Have you ever tried blowing a conch shell? Did you know that there's a contest for this unusual skill in Florida? Our next story will tell you more about this fun event in the United States.
I tried blowing a conch shell at the Konark Sun Temple when visiting Odisha. It was significantly more difficult than I anticipated. After a few tries with different shells, I produced a solid sound. This got me thinking, is it only in India people blow conch shells? Or is it part of cultures worldwide? Looking into this, I found out about this entertaining event in the Florida Keys. Forget fiddles and flutes, this is what the locals call conch honk. An event that celebrates a unique musical heritage. The annual conch shell blowing contest saw participants of all ages come out to produce tunes, songs, and even birthday wishes. So, if you would like to pick this up as a hobby, how would you start?
I would give the advice of start slowly, learn that bass note that the conch shell has within it, and just play it nice and clear as they can.
Judges assess not only volume but also the quality, duration, and novelty of the sounds. This year, the men's division ended in a tie between Brian Cardis, a pediatric cardiologist from Georgia, and Peter Drake, a mental health counselor from Connecticut. The event, organized by the Old Island Restoration Foundation, pays homage to the conch shell's historical significance in the Keys, where it has long served as a communication tool for sailors and islanders.
That's all we have for you in this week's program, but we'll return again next weekend with another episode. Until then, it's me, Johan Castell, signing off. Goodbye.